Hi Rob, good to see you. I know when we spoke on the phone you sounded quite distressed, but what I want you to do is just take a deep breath, remain calm, just bit by bit, just go into detail about what the problem is at the moment, okay? Yeah. Okay, well, I mentioned on the phone I make these videos. These predictions videos, and you know, they go okay. Some games go well, some not so well. It's the nature of sport, isn't it? They can be quite sporadic, the results, but lately there's been a team that's been trying to destroy me. I can't go on like this anymore. And I can't even say their name. I can't even say it. Just take your time, take a deep breath. Salford. Salford. Is that really all it is? Keep trying to destroy me. I didn't do anything to them. You know, Warrington, reliable for the most part. Wigan, reliable for the most part. Saints, for the most part. Even Huddersfield, when I need them to lose. Oh, they'll take an L, don't worry about that. Salford. Salford, these little rats, just don't know when to listen. You know, I got 5 out of 6 this week. 5 out of 6. Could have been 6. You know whose fault it was? Salford. Salford again. You know, the worst part is, I might even take him to win this week. So I'm letting all those people down, all those 45 people that go to those home games. I'll be letting them down. Big time. And then they'll come after me. Get out. They'll come after me. Get out. So, John, is it? Yeah, mate, it's John. Okay, so what's the problem, John? Well, it all started a few weeks ago. My team, Huddersfield, lost 48-0 to Warrington. Get out. What? Just get out. Hey guys, hope you're well. My name is Rob. Welcome to Kinetic Rugby League. In this video, I'll be giving you my Super League Round 18 predictions. But first of all, quick thing. This last weekend, I hit 3,000 subscribers, which I'm extremely, extremely grateful for. And another thing is, I got a notification today that the channel is 2 years old. It was created 2 years ago today. So 3,000 subscribers in that time is incredible. It means a great deal because I've been able to interact with you guys in the comments. Somebody even recognised me when I went to Wembley. It's been really cool getting to interact with people, and seeing the support and the following grow over time really means a great deal, so thanks to you guys for that. But I'll leave a recap of last week up on the screen for you now. 5 out of 6 I'm extremely, extremely happy with. Salford, we'll get onto you in a minute, but the purple, as you can see, indicates an exact score. I predicted 30 points to 18 for Warrington, and 30 points to 18 for Warrington is what I got. Now, with exact scores, I actually couldn't tell you if I've got an exact score any other time in Super League or even the NRL. I actually don't remember. The last time I remember getting an exact score was round 1 of the Rugby League World Cup. My first predictions video. So if it's really gone from my first ever predictions video to round 17 of Super League are the 2 times over this 2-year span that I've got exact scores in a round, I'm going to be absolutely devastated. Because that's bad. Just think of how many games there have been.
between Super League and the NRL, and I've got 2 exact scores. Mental. But I do need to quickly edit. I just need to quickly edit the recap. It's just something's really bothering me. It's just kind of near the bottom. Just bear with me 1 second while I do this. But that's the recap for last week, and let's crack on with the first game of round 18. Kicking off round 18, we have the Huddersfield Giants taking on Salford Red Devils. Starting with league position, Huddersfield sit in 9th, Salford sit in 6th. For recent form, Giants have won 1 in their last 5, Salford have won 4 in their last 5, and for my power rankings, I have the Giants in 10th, Salford in 6th. For player availability, the Giants have Cudjoe who's to be confirmed, and then obviously no Swift or Masters at the moment. For Salford, there's Cust, Foster, Lafayette and McDonald all on the injury list that are to be confirmed. They'll be back at different times, so we'll have to see when they become available. For me, the positive that I'm seeing for Huddersfield is that because they've got a lot of great individuals in their team, that because there's no Watson there, they might feel that it's their fault that he's gone, which a lot of players tend to do, and they might think, well, we've really got to step it up. You know, it's a bit too late at this point, but they might really want to step it up. And that's where we see a lot of individual brilliance, a lot of people really taking it on them to make something happen. On the flip side for Salford, because of the performance last week and because they didn't put up a single point, they lost 20-0, they'll kind of want to do the same thing individually. They'll think, well, everyone needs to step up individually to really fix what happened last week. So this could be a really intense game, a lot of energy early on. And I think, based on what we've seen throughout the season, I think Salford has more in the tank to really sustain that energy for longer periods. So that's what I think it's going to be like. Very, very fast-paced, very energetic, a lot of attempts at offloading, a lot of quick attacks early on, early in the tackle count, deep in their own half, from both teams really going at each other to really fix what's been going on recently. And then it's just Salford that has more in the tank going forward. And also, the Giants without Luke Yates as well through the middle is going to be a huge miss, as he's been released to Warrington immediately. So we'll see how that goes. I'll talk about Yates a little bit when I get onto Warrington, but I think just in terms of the energy, Salford have more in them and just overall are a better team this season. Yes, I'm about to jinx them, but on a typical game, Salford should be fine in this one. But who cares at this point? Honestly, who cares? So I'm going to go with Huddersfield Giants 14, Salford Red Devils 24. Next up, we have St Helens taking on Warrington Wolves, starting with league positions. Saints sit in 4th, Warrington sit in 2nd. For recent form, Saints have only won 2 in their last 5, Warrington have won 3 in their last 5. For power rankings, I have St Helens in 2nd, Warrington Wolves in 4th. For player availability, there's obviously no Walmsley, there's no Batchelor or Makinson for St Helens. You've got Hurrell, Metaltia and Clark all to be confirmed this week, and Knowles should be fully fit for selection this week as well. On the side of Warrington, there's no Hayes and Philbin long-term. Fitzgibbon and Thulis are both to be confirmed. There's no King for a couple of weeks or months, and Ashton and Crowther should both be fully fit again for selection this week. So, interesting ones here. Both teams missing out on some key players, so we'll just kind of have to see who's available. Now, the last time these two teams played, I think I took Saints to win in the Challenge Cup. I didn't expect the domination that came after that in the Challenge Cup quarterfinals. I really didn't, but that was around a point where Warrington had really been stepping up their performances, their energy, their pace and attack. They'd lost that during the Challenge Cup final and games around that and a few of the games afterwards. But the last 2 weeks, their energy and attack looks a lot better. They're controlling games better, more offloads, getting the ball in the hands of Dufty a lot more. Having Williams in there has been huge. Drinkwater's kicking game, at least since he came back before the injury, has been better overall compared to where it was at the start of the season. Saints are in a weird spot at the moment. Like, they can still put up points, they can still be resilient in defence, but overall, they just don't give off that same scare factor. Now, I think they will absolutely make it tricky, and I'll kind of go off the same thought process as what I said for the Challenge Cup, which is, I think in the first half, Warrington will make it competitive. That's typically how it goes. We'll make it competitive in the first half. We'll look like we're in there, and then as the game goes on, Saints will start to kick on. But I just think in the forwards, Warrington have looked really, really good. The carries from Vaughan and Musgrove and Harrison, and even Curry playing that 13 role, the carry's been really, really good. And then spreading the ball, attacking that left side, I think Ratchford has looked pretty good in the left centre position the last couple of weeks. And Roderick Ty getting the field position down the right, I think those two will help to eat up the meters against Saints. And that's what I think will limit that kind of energy spike in the second half. I think this is a game that can absolutely go either way. I don't think it'll be anything like the Challenge Cup game, but this one could really go either way. So I will take the biased view based on the fact that I just know more about Warrington and trust them based on what they've done this season. There's a different mindset, there's a different mentality, different resilience to them. I think defensively, over the last couple of weeks, have looked a lot stronger as well. So I'm going to do it. St Helens 22, Warrington Wolves 24. Next up, we have Leigh Leopards taking on London Broncos, starting with league position. Leigh sit in 8th, London sit in 12th. For recent form, Leigh have won 2 in their last 5 Super League games. London have won 0 in their last 5 Super League games. For power rankings, I have Leigh in 7th, London in 12th. For player availability, there's no McNamara for Leigh. Holmes, Charnley and Holton all to be confirmed when they'll be available. For London, Parata and Campagnolo both to be confirmed for availability. We'll have to see on the team lists. Leigh should be completely fine in this game. I do like the attacking efforts that London has put in, so I think there's a couple of points that they can put up this week. Leigh, for the most part, have been strong defensively, but sometimes will have lapses. Typically should be fine, so I don't think they'll concede too many, but I think there's a couple tries in there for London, but I don't think they'll really challenge. I've not been too happy with Leigh's attack, so I don't see them really going into the 30. They might get into the 30 range if they have a good day. They might do. I don't see the 40s or even 50s. They have put in, I think it was against Hull FC, they got into the 50s. I think it was. But for the most part in attack, they have been lacking a little bit. So if the effort areas are strong defensively from London, I don't think it'll be a complete blowout this week. Leigh should be comfortable. They should be. If they're not, I'd be slightly worried. Or maybe it's just a great effort from London. We'll have to see kind of context when the game happens. But Leigh should be fine. They'll concede a few, but I don't see them running away with it with some astronomical scoreline. So I'm going to go with Leigh Leopards 28, London Broncos 12. Next up, we have Hull FC taking on Wigan Warriors, starting with league position. Hull FC are in 11th, Wigan are in 1st. For recent form, Hull FC have won 1 in their last 5, Wigan have won 5 in their last 5. And for power rankings, Hull FC are in 11th, Wigan are in 1st. For player availability, Vulca Jabani, Houghton, Keita and Sow all to be confirmed. We'll see on the team list. For Wigan, Field, Leeming and Cooper all on long-ish term injuries. They'll be out for a few more weeks. So, there was no Field last week, but Wigan managed to get the job done. No French as well, I mean. So, do they give him another rest? I've not read anything about a long-term injury. I don't know specifically what it is. I've not seen anything. So, what do? If French is available, I think you could probably, if there's like a nagging injury, don't risk it. I think against a Hull FC team that still struggles in attack and defence, especially compared to the best team in the league right now, I wouldn't risk it. Give Farriman some more game time, get him used to it. And in terms of 7v7 or halfbacks v halfbacks, you've still got Jack Charles in there for Hull FC. So there's less to worry about in terms of controlling the game. Plus, Harry Smith would take on that responsibility as well. Eckersley at fullback, maybe give him some more game time there in a tricky position to kind of learn, develop. It's possible. It's possible. I think if there's something going on with French, don't risk it. Again, I don't know specifically what it is, so you might have to educate me on that. Wigan should be firmly in control of this game. I can see Hull FC putting up points because I think Moy is continuing to progress as a player, and Jake Truman is certainly putting Hull FC on the front foot in some moments. So I think there are some points to be had from Hull FC. A clear-cut win for Wigan, but Same with the last game, nothing too astronomical, nothing too crazy. Wigan could easily come out with like a 50-0 win here, but I think if French isn't playing and still without Field, Leeming and Cooper not so much an issue, but maybe points will be slightly limited, but it should be completely dominant from Wigan here. So I'm going to go with Hull FC 12, Wigan Warriors 34. Next up, we have the Leeds Rhinos taking on Hull Kingston Rovers, starting with league position. Leeds sit in 7th, Hull KR sit in 3rd. For recent form, Leeds have won 3 in their last 5 Super League games. Hull KR have won 4 in their last 5 Super League games. And for power rankings, I have Leeds in 8th, Hull KR in 3rd. For player availability, there's no Bentley, Donaldson or Lum. For Leeds, you have Holroyd and Sangari both to be confirmed, and Newman should be 100% for this week. For Hull KR, Batchelor has 1 more week to go, and then you've got Gildart, Opicic and Luckley should all be available, should be fully fit for selection this week as well. But again, with all those, we'll have to see. Here's the thing. I do think that Hull KR should get the win. They should be resilient enough. They should have enough in them. There's enough individual brilliance, enough individual quality to be strong enough defensively and put up enough points in attack. Hull KR should be vying for a win. But the reason why I think this might be a tricky one, number one, new coach comes in. I think this will be the first proper week that Brad Arthur gets any sort of control over the group. Let me tell you a little bit about him. He was the head coach of the Parramatta Eels for 10 years. And I know the Eels haven't done much. But a bit of a crossover here, because I've talked about this with the Parramatta Eels in my NRL predictions. Even with key players missing, the Eels might have Gutherson missing, or Brown, or Moses, or players in the forwards missing. They can have key players missing, but there's something about the Eels, they're coached right, that just sometimes makes them a little bit too tricky. There's an energy, there's a determination, there's a fight. Sometimes in games that they should win, they completely shit the bed and they're nowhere near. That can happen. But there's something about the Eels when Brad Arthur was there. They were never truly out of it. I think he's a smart coach. He's got the right mentality, can help to turn Leeds around. I don't know if it's going to have that impact tactically this week. But in terms of the effort that we'll see from Leeds, should, I would imagine, be on a completely different level. And will really push Hull KR to the end here. The level of energy, resilience, the fight. And obviously there'll be a few little things in there. He might put his own stamp on things and say, well, let's consider doing this instead of this. So I think he'll have some impact on the game. But I just think, based on overall quality, Hull KR just have enough to get it done. But I think Leeds will put in one of the best performances we've seen from them, at least in the effort areas. I think Leeds fans will be pretty happy with the effort at the end of this game. So I'm going to go with Leeds Rhinos 20, Hull Kingston Rovers 24. Finally for this week, we have Castleford Tigers taking on Catalans. Dragons start in league position. The Tigers sit in 10th, the Dragons sit in 5th. For recent form, Castleford have won 2 in their last 5, Catalans have won 3 in their last 5. And for power rankings, I have Castleford in 9th, Catalans in 5th. For player availability, on the side of Castleford, there's no Lewis Senior or McShane, Putt, Hall or Nemo. Some of those might be confirmed over the next couple of weeks. On the side of Catalans, there's no McMeekin. So, no need to talk about Takiaho or Nicarima. No need. So, Catalans, I think, should be pretty comfortable in this game. I think Castleford do put up some decent attacking points here and there. I wouldn't be surprised if they have their moments. I think they can put up some good numbers. But Catalans defensively should be strong enough to limit the points that Castleford put up. Catalans aren't perfect by any means, and in attack they've still got some issues. They really do. I think this is one of those potential games that there could be an upset. Castleford might need a sin bin or an injury or two to really help close that gap and to get the win. But I think this is a tricky game for Catalans. But Castleford, they need to be on it. They really need to be on it. And they need to take control early on. Miller needs to run the game. If they let Abdul get into an easy kicking game, they've lost it. So they need that quick defensive line speed, put him under pressure, don't let him kick where he wants and give him all the time in the world, and then just go at them. Go at them early in the tackle count, deep in your own half, just go at them. And if you keep putting pressure on this Catalans team, they will fold. Because they have looked a little bit lackluster defensively at times. And sometimes when you do have that quick defensive line speed as well, the way that they spread the ball around is a little bit disjointed. It's a little bit off, not as efficient, not as accurate. And it does make them look one-dimensional because then they don't really know what they're doing. They can't spread the ball how they normally like to, and then they're kind of down a cul-de-sac. They're up a dead end and they've got no idea what to do. So all that Castleford need to have is just pure energy, quick defensive line speed. Keep hammering them through the middle. Don't let Jordan Abdul get into a rhythm with his kicking game. But I think Catalans have enough in their team to nullify that and to be a little bit creative, because Catalans have been dodgy in attack at times, but I think Castleford defensively still need a bit of work overall. I know they were strong against Saints and they were, fine against London, but overall this season, I think Catalans just have enough to get it done. So I'm going to go with Castleford Tigers 18, Catalans Dragons 26. So there you have my Super League Round 18 predictions. If you've got your own, do let me know in the comments down below, or let me know how you got on last week. But that's going to be it. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.